and welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Americas, Papi Americas. Oh my god, number 201. And I do need to fix a couple of things that did just go live. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have the Canadian Protoss player representing Team Basilisk. It is Trigger. And spawning in the bottom right, we have his opponent. Also, the blue Protoss player, it is representing Root Gaming, Full Heart. I was caught off guard a little bit. There are no race logos on the screen. Is that a bug? Maybe. But yes, one moment here, as the event did already start a couple of minutes ago, and just sorting some things out. Oh, let's go! So I had heard that Full Heart was playing Zerg again. I'm wrong. It's a cannon. Never mind. As a cannon has been thrown down, Pylon is up and running. The gateway is thrown down as well here to try to get some surface area, and the cannon rush, it's underway. It is completely underway here for Full Heart. Oh my god, across the map, Trigger, going for some gas steals even. Okay, Trigger just securing that this is only going to be a cannon rush and nothing but a cannon rush, and some zelts as well, as a second gateway is thrown down. Pylon being targeted down as well, so it looks like, yeah, Full Heart is going to be able to take control of the low ground here. Meanwhile, back in the main base, we're trying to get some cannons up and running here in the middle line as well, but good patrolling out of Trigger. He is avoiding any of those cannons, any kind of probe going into the main. So Trigger loses control of his natural base, but you know, at least he has his gases up and running, and there we go. We have a defensive forge in production here for Trigger as well. We have a cyber core which is out of range of these cannons, or of the one cannon here, so the forge is at least alive, which means we can get into a Stargate or even a Robo, and there it is. It is going to be a proxy Stargate. Welcome to the Americas. Welcome, Bobby, welcome. As, yeah, the cannon's going to be able to take down at least the gateway here. Here we go, recruiting out Zealots as we speak, going into the main base. The first Zealot has already arrived. Shield battery underway here. No cannons yet. There we go. Cannon now on the way. Just trying to buy some time. You can see the Zealot is actually trying to get to the cannon as well, but alas, will not be able to. We have more Zealots coming in. And this is getting out of hand. There it is. There's your shield battery. There's the overcharge. You got to surround. One Zealot goes down. Ay. Zealot does fall in the end, and we're buying enough time here. We're buying enough time for the cannon to finish up, and looks like it will. The cannon is now done, which means we can afford the Void Ray. We can afford the Void Ray as it's moving on now. It looks like Full Heart has found this, but alas, can't stop it. Zealots are at least going for the fringe Gas Geyser here instead. Gas Geyser should go down here. Meanwhile, across the map, Void Ray is going to be coming out. What do we have? We have nothing at home to defend. Oh. We have nothing at home to defend. Not like this. Zealots, they try to bust into the middle line as well. They take down the shield. Oh, they do work through the shield battery. The drone drilling, the probe drilling is looking a little bit too good, though, as we do get on top of the Zealots. 3 of them are on top of this cannon. The cannon's going to fall. Uh-oh. The cannon does fall. There are 4 Zealots here in the main base. Full Heart going ham at the same time, losing everything in the main. And are we going to trade bases here? What is going to be the plan? Trigger doesn't have too much resources left to work with. And neither does Full Heart. Uh-oh. I guess we could try to go for a full base trade. The Void Ray is coming back home. By the time it does, this Nexus is going to go down. We recall back home. Oh god. We recall back home. 3 workers are left. And it's too much. It looks like this main is going to go down. No shot. Main base goes down. Trigger has 1 Void Ray. That is all he has to his name. Probes are trying to live here. 2 workers do barely make it into the natural base as well. Trigger does have enough money to actually throw down a couple of buildings. Meanwhile, Full Heart, not quite, but he's mining. He's mining, Papi. Ay. And that's what's important. Full Heart is mining back home. We're going for the cyber core. Trigger still has a gateway, so he still has a gas geyser. We have additional gas geysers here as well. Void Ray, the DPS is just so damn low. We're trying to focus on these Zealots. We're doing our best. There may just be too much DPS. Trigger has been revealed. And especially because of the mining that's going on, which no longer is happening actually. Full Heart, he actually can't afford any more Zealots. We do need to go back to mining if we want to try to get that going. Trigger with a hidden probe, ready for another proxy or another hidden gas geyser. There we go, bottom left and top right. One Void Ray here, G-powers all of these gateways. Zealots are heading straight for that gas geyser towards the bottom left. This is it, this is the last building remaining here. Now we can still afford some other gases. And Trigger, he wants to make this close as possible. But I think Full Heart's done it. I think the upset, it's real. There we go, gateway goes down. Sorry, gas goes down, we take another gas geyser, but no, Full Heart, he's here to stop it. He's in position. And this gateway is not going to be able to finish, and we can't afford anything else. And Full Heart, the upset is, it's happening. GG gets called, and Full Heart will take a game here off of Trigger. Was this game 1, game 2, or game 3? To be determined. But GG, oh my god. I'm getting some Probe Scout vibes. I'm getting some... if you know, you know. Probe Scout, he was a player that did actually beat Zest a couple of years ago in ESL Open Cup, and Probe Scout was the kind of player that did nothing... Oh my god, sorry. That did nothing but Cannon Rush. And just like that, he takes his game. I don't really know the score, actually. I need to find out. No shot! That was the ace match! No shot. Oh my god. Not like this, as that was apparently game number 3, and Trigger has been eliminated here from the tournament. No shot. The Cannon Rush was too much in the end, and Full Heart, he hold on, let me fix that. There we go. Full Heart, he takes a series. He takes a series 2-1. GG. Oh my god, GG, well played. Full Heart does do it in the end, and Trigger, he gets knocked out in the first round. That is wild. That is actually crazy. That is actually insane. I'm a little bit speechless, a little bit. A little bit speechless here, but yeah, again, I'm getting some vibe. Hold on, when did this happen? When did Herb Scout versus Zest? I think we casted it. But yeah, Probe Scout, he was another NA Protoss player back in the day, a couple of years ago, like back in 2020, 2021. And he Cannon Rush Zest out of ESL Open Cup Americas. Did happen. When was this? It was a while ago. ESL Open Cup Americas 90? Is that when it happened? Yep, there we go. ESL Open Cup Americas number 90. That's when Probe Scout did 2-0 Zest. That was wild. I do recall that. That was yeah, that was amazing. That was beautiful. For now though, we are going to be going on, I guess, a short break. We're going to be waiting for our next opponents here. I'll be honest, I was expecting this to lead into Trigger versus DRG. It's not happening. It's going to be leading into Full Heart versus DRG most likely instead. So crazy. But yeah, for now we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll be having some other matches going on. Actually, you know what? I can do this instead. Before we go on a break, I also have to post on social media and post on all the socials that I can. Let's quickly go over the bracket itself from the top, Pappy, from the top. Alright, we do have, again, the start of the tournament. A lot of first round matches are still ongoing. Bad Boars 2-0's Pig. Oh my god. Was not expecting that. Okay, Bad Boy is going to be popping off here. Advancing to face off against the winner of Dark and... What's that? Dark and Aimly Locket. Oh, there you go. Going to be facing off. Again, Full Heart waiting for the winner of Spiffy B and DRG. That's most likely where we're going to be waiting to get into, eventually, the upper half of the bracket. We have Björn taking down Patches, waiting for either Mixu or Dungeon Master. We have Maples versus Clem, currently ongoing. We have Max Pax versus Ray Rain as well. Winner faces off against Nicorect. We have Dolan facing off against Hero. Dolan versus Hero currently ongoing. They just got into game. It's already happening. Smooch. Special versus Neo Shaggy into Geralt. We have Jason versus, or waiting for the winner of Ninja and Cure, and yeah, that is going to be the bottom of the bracket as well. So we're most likely, unfortunately we did miss Dolan versus Hero. That would have been a lot of fun. That would have been so much fun. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, most likely we are just going to be waiting here for DRG to face off against Full Heart, and then going into most likely Dark at the top half of the bracket, and then we'll see where we land. We'll see where we land. But now could be going on a short break. We'll see you guys soon. I do have to just post on Twitter and all the social medias, all that stuff. So see you guys soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the extended break, but we have returned with our second series of the night. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing... representing himself as he is seamless. It is DRG. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss representing Root Gaming. He just took down Trigger 2-1. It is Full Heart. And you may be wondering, how did Full Heart beat Trigger with this? With cannons. The Forge has been thrown down. We did have a cannon rush that did end up beating or killing Trigger in a crazy game. I could not believe my eyes, could not believe what was happening. And the cannons continue as a pylon is thrown down. DRG does see the pylon himself, is aware of what is going on. Oh, the boys are being pulled though to shut down the pylon. And can Full Heart make his magic happen again? I also got another update. Earlier, and I believe Dolan also 2-0'd hero. Let's go. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna message Dolan because I'm so sad that we missed the series. I barely didn't catch it. And okay, we're good. So now cannons are on the way. Gateway is thrown down as well. The cannons are going to be finishing. Of course, Full Heart is aware of the unnatural natural that has been thrown down, and back at home they have a gas geyser. We are looking to take up a little bit and to keep this cannon rush going. Oh boy, here we go. So for now, we do see DRG did pull back. Upon realizing that he could not deal with this cannon rush, he did go back to mining. Is taking 2 gases, going straight into a Roach Warren as well. So again, a very mature decision here out of DRG. Did force some lost mining time, that is true, but regardless, Roach Warren is on the way. Meanwhile, Full Heart, once the Cybercore finishes, do we go for a Robo or a Stargate? That is the question. That's the question with where this is kind of headed here. But now, there we go. We're just going to be prioritizing gas mining. It's going to be 2 gases. We don't have any drones here on the low ground. I think we're aware that, again, this is going to go down at some point. Stalker is on the way. Cannons are encroaching. Show us our tech. I imagine Robo. But now a shield battery. Overlord is going to be sent back. Overlord is forced back in the end. And yeah, DRG, he will eventually break free. Like, these roaches are on the way. Unfortunately, these cannons, they just haven't really been threatening anything. So DRG, he's chilling. Like, there's nothing really... Yeah. So this cannon rush didn't really accomplish much. The cannon rush, it created this staging ground, don't get me wrong, in between the bases, but creep is spreading, Ravagers are on the way, more Ravagers as well. Once they get up and running, I mean, we're going to be able to chip away at this outpost. Cannons and shield batters, they are under threat, and we aren't really gaining any ground here. I'm worried for Full Heart. I'm worried. They're just focusing on Ravager production. 2 more Roaches on the way to eventually be turned into Ravagers. Cannon's almost going down. There it is. Robo is now on the way, but it just feels so delayed. Files will connect. And we only have 2 pylons here. Once this pylon falls, like, this place is going to be so vulnerable. Behind this, like, no layer tech. We're not going for a Nidus across the map. We're just hyperfixated here on this army. Oh, wow, good amount of damage on that Ravager. We get the pylon. That's a second pylon being thrown down. Plus transfuse there on the Ravager, keeping it alive. Hasn't lost anything yet so far. No dead Ravagers. We just bow down the cannon, the shield battery. Like, the fact that we can morph in Ravagers here on the right-hand side, we don't have to worry about pushing down the ramp, is just such a big deal. Another cannon, another clutch transfuse. Only Lings have died so far. Yeah, we're going for the final pylon. It will go down, depowering everything. The Prism does not finish. GG gets pulled, and DRG completely shuts this down. Oh my god, that was impressive. And I do think a big part of this defense was the fact that DRG could morph in Ravagers and Roaches on the low ground. He didn't have to worry about pushing down the ramp, pushing down a choke point. He was already on the low ground instead, and yeah, was able to wreak havoc and clean up Full Heart without too much issue. Was able to clean him up. And with that, DRG does take game number 1. Oh, everyone's coming in. Here we go. I should do. My apologies. I had the wrong leg. I had the race set up for Trigger versus Full Heart earlier. Have just fixed up DRG instead. Chat, I thought Full Heart was back to playing Zerg. I thought so as well. That's what I heard, but apparently not. Apparently not. The spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hardlead, we have the South Korean Zerg player, currently teamless, but leading the series 1-0. It is DRG. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Cannon Rusher himself, representing Root Gaming, the American Protoss. It is Full Heart. Go. As Pig has gone off to find another series. I don't blame him. A lot of casters are in this at the moment. I think a lot of casters assumed that it would be Trigger versus DRG. They just assumed that would happen. Another Cannon Rush, by the way. Forge is turned down. As Full Heart is going to be moving out across the map. So far, the pylon has been thrown down. Once again, Full Heart looking to set up an outpost here in between the bases, not really threatening the hatchery even. I wonder how he's going to adjust. I wonder what his plan is going to be here. Gateway's thrown down already. Immediately, we have a gas geyser and a spawning pool as a response. I mean, we're just getting into a hatch gas pool. Hatch gas pool opener here from DRG. First cannon is thrown down. Again, with this cannon, we are just kind of cutting off these bases from each other. Now, this is going to be a little bit better here because this time Full Heart has the high ground. He can actually like take control of this ramp essentially and make it difficult for DRG to push up the ramp as well. But I mean, he has an overload in position. He has high ground vision as well. We'll see how this does turn out. Second gas geyser is being taken. As soon as the spawning pool is done, we should be throwing down a Roach Warren. Second cannon is on the way. Cybercore thrown down. A much faster Cybercore this time. A much faster transition. As that is the second gateway on the way as well. Meanwhile, DRG, again, he's not wasting any time with Lings. He has a Queen on the way, going straight for that Roach Warren as well. He knows that he's under no threat in his main base, so he's free to just, yeah, get into Roaches, just like the previous game. Cool, calm, and collected. Also not really spending any of the lava here on workers, preserving this lava for Roaches. Shield battery is on the way. Roach Warren's now done, and Roaches are in production here at that natural. So again, it's really interesting how DRG does it. Basically, he only produces from the low ground hatchery. From the high ground, we got drones, we got overlords. Not much else. First Ravager's on the way. There's the second and the third Ravager. More Roaches being produced. Again, the main base, we're only making overlords. And maybe one more drone. Second Queen has popped out. The Ravager's on the way. DRG does not quite have... Yeah, he does pull back with his overlord. He doesn't have high ground vision. He's coming in from the right-hand side. He's trying to get some. Oh. Nope. So far, Full Heart with these Stalkers does maintain control here of the high ground. Additional Stalkers are on the way. I have to be careful not to overextend. The Transfuse, building up that Ravager count. Still only Overlord from the main base. We're up to, what, 3, soon to be 6 Ravagers. 7th Ravager on the way. I love that we're pulling back. Like, we're using this hatchery as a resource. It can tank a couple of hits. It can tank some shots. Low link speed. There we go. Ling's now in production in the main. And we're going for a counterattack. It looks like DRG, he respects his position. Overlord is going to go down. Full Heart now pushing into the main base. We're going for a bit of a base trade. There's only one pylon here, and these 7 Ravagers, they depower and take down the cannon. They push into the main. Back at home, Lings are trying to keep up here, and Full Heart, can he pull this off? No! DRG killing and supply blocking himself. Ooh, can't make anything more. Overlord during production. This is disastrous. Losing that Overlord was huge. But the Ravagers, they do bust in. They take down a lot of workers here. 0 mining going on. Main base is going to go down. Full Heart, he has enough resources to throw down a ninja base. Meanwhile, the main base of DRG under fire. And drones are going down. Every single worker here is falling. DRG does have 3 more drones in production here on the low ground. As the probes have recalled back home. The probes are recalled back home. We resume mining. And the Stalkers, they get here just in time. And Made, Full Heart, he's pulling this off. Takes down a queen, takes down a second. The cannon's putting in a lot of work. Every queen goes down. Now we can focus on the Ravagers, and it looks like Full Heart should clean this up. And just like against Trigger, GG gets called. Full Heart ties up the series 1-1. Oh my god. Is he gonna beat DRG like he beat Trigger? No shot. Really, again, we're just really proving the fact that we already knew this. If you wanted to not just be GM, if you wanted to take down some top tier players like, you know, Trigger, Zest, DRG, the best of the best, Cannon Rush back. Just Cannon Rush. That's all you gotta do. Cannon Rush with 100 APM, papi. That's all you need. That's all you need. As we are now getting ready for Game 3 for the Ace match. Now, to put emphasis on what just happened, a big reason as to how Full Heart was able to pull that off was the fact that he had high ground. We mentioned at the time that because DRG did take the triangular third base, because he was stuck with at a low ground disadvantage, pushing up into those cannons and shield batteries was much more difficult here on hard lead than it was on Oceanborn. On Oceanborn, it was all on even ground. It was all on even playing field. So he didn't have to worry about high ground vision. Here he did. And now, here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Solaris. We have the South Korean Zerg player forced into the ace match. It is DRG. And spawning in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss, once again going for a Forge first. Going for a Cannon Rush, representing Root Gaming. It is Full Heart. Now, I imagine DRG is going to expand here instead. So, very similar setup. If DRG takes the triangular third base as his natural, he's going to have to deal with this ramp, and it's going to be so difficult to deal with the proxy that's going to be here in between the bases. So, DRG, he may be forced to expand here at the linear base location instead. I am curious, as he's going for a pull first. Okay. There's the Forge for the Cannon Rush. Pull first out of DRG. No expansion. No expansion whatsoever. As in the midst of all this chaos, Full Heart, he throws down the pylon, going for a gateway. The Cannon Rush is upon us. DRG, though, he's going for a one-base response. It looks like he's caught on. He's like, I understand. You just Cannon Rush. That's all you do. Oh. He is going to be going for a low ground expand as well. A much later expansion, bearing in mind that because of the faster spawning pool, we will have a faster Roach Warren. And there it is. Roach Warren is on the way. First Gas Geyser as well. So this is going to be much faster roaches here from DRG compared to the previous game. Gas is being taken. Lings are out already. This outpost shouldn't really be under too much issue or under too much threat, but the Lings, they go straight for the probe and they can get across the map. Probe goes down. The Lings are going to be moving out as well. So again, a very different reaction here. Because it was a pull first, faster Roach Warren, we make 4 Lings. We ignore this this Cannon Rush location. We're just going across the map instead. Cannon still on the way. It's not going to finish in time. We have to pull the boys. Uh-oh. The wall is a... Okay, it is a wall. I thought there was a little a gap there. We try to focus down the cyber core, but the cannon should finish in time. We should force this back. Meanwhile, back at home, first Ravagers in production. Lings pull back. Ravagers on the way. Second Ravager as well. We're going for a proxy robo this time, not a second gateway. Interesting choice here out of Full Heart. They'll be chipping away at that queen. This cannon's going to go down. The queen falls. Will we get the cannon? There's Nartosis Pylon. Uh-oh. There is Nartosis Pylon, and it is under threat here. The Ravagers are trying to focus on whatever they can. They get the probe. Probe goes down. And now with 3 Ravagers, we can shut this down. We can. Oh no, he loses one. He does lose a Ravager. The Pylon, it's so low. We're waiting for another Bile. And there it is, the final Biles. We shut down the proxy. GG gets called, and DRG takes a series 2-1, taking down Full Heart. GG, a much stronger response here. Going for the pool first, delaying his hatchery. And yeah, we saw that this time, because Full Heart didn't go for... GG, well played. And with that, we have to look for our next series. We have some catching up to do. You have some catching up to do, as Dolan is waiting for the winner of Max Pax versus Nicaract. Likewise, DRG advances on to face off against his next opponent. It is going to be DRG versus Dark. Let's go. A ZVZ. As we can take this moment to have a look at the bracket and catch up on everything that has been going on. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Oh, my apologies. I should be switching server. Ah, no. Here we go. We're good. Here it is. So from the top, we do see Dark did get a walkover over Bad Boar. So Dark is waiting for the winner of Full Heart and DRG. Of course, we are aware of who that winner is. So Dark versus DRG up next on the channel. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Beyond 2-0ing Mixu, Beyond versus Clem in a TVT to determine who faces off against the winner of Dark and DRG in the semifinals. We are blazing through this tournament quite quickly, actually. Scrolling down, we have Max Pax versus Nicaract. Winner faces off against Dolan. Dolan did 2-0 Hero, and Dolan is waiting for Max Pax or Nicaract in the next round in that quarterfinals. Scrolling down, Geralt's waiting for the winner of Jason versus Cure. What happened to Special? Special forfeited. Oh, Special forfeited against Neo Shaggy. So, yeah, Geralt's going to be waiting for, I imagine, Cure in that lower bracket match. And, yeah, the quarterfinals are getting underway, soon to be the semis. A little bit of a faster tournament this time. And maybe a little bit is because of the cannon rushes and, like, the fast series overall, but... yeah, I'm just a little bit caught off guard by how quickly things are progressing. Catching up. We are catching up. Did Full Art Cannon Rush trigger? Yes. Of course he did. When it comes to Dolan versus Hero, again, we missed the series, unfortunately. We were a little bit too slow. But we do have the replays. So once we finish up the broadcast, once we cast the finals, we will be going over the replays to see what happened, to find out how the hell he clowned all over Hero. And I was promised that he did clown him. Let's go. But for now, we're going to be going on a short break. The players are conducting their vetoes. Once they are done, we will be getting into that ZVZ. And then after that ZVZ, we will most likely be getting into a ZVT with Beyond versus Clem finishing up. So that's kind of our road here to the semis, then the finals. Yeah, we'll be back soon. Take this moment to hydrate Hydras, stretch your roaches, massage your Marines, and drain your disruptors. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with some more StarCraft. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OSG. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hard Lead, we have our South Korean Zerg player representing himself. He is teamless. He is DRG. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. Ooh, DRG, he made it. He made it through the Cannon Rusher. He made it through Full Heart. Something that not many can say that they've done. And with that, DRG has now made it to a ZVZ, and this is going to be a close one. Now, on paper, Dark is the more well-rounded player. You know, Dark, he has stronger ZVP and stronger ZVT. I will say that. But in this matchup specifically, in a ZVZ, I would say that DRG is pretty close, if not stronger. We have actually seen DRG defeat Dark before. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was in KSL or ESL Open Cup 8. I think it was KSL, where DRG did cause the upsets, and yeah, he's been looking damn good here in this matchup. So we'll see if Dark can keep up. We'll see if he can keep up with the tech switches of DRG. That's how he beat him. DRG going for these surprise link floods and roach pushes and cutting workers really early on. DRG was able to overcome Dark in the chaos of the mid game and the early game. So we'll see if Dark can pull this off. Hold on. Right, show us your Marine. You're in Hannibal. You're in Hannibal. As for now, Hatch Gas Pool. Hatch Gas Pool from DRG and Dark both. So some standard openers are coming in. Standard openers so far. Nothing out of the norm. Link speed is on the way for both players. And we should be working towards a third. So no one is playing 2-base. No one is playing 2-base yet in this series. Everything is on the up and up. As for now, yeah, we're just going to be droning. We're going to be taking our third bases into a Bailey Nest. Very standard early game here in this DBZ, and it's leading into a standard mid game. It's leading us there. We're not there yet, because of course, once we take our third bases, either player could decide to link flood and go for a lot of link bane aggression, or we could just ease into the mid game into Roach v Roach. We do have options. So far, Dark going to be applying some pressure. Is going to be pulling back here as he was able to nibble away at that third. Dark, he will pull back. So far, still droning. So far, no signs of aggression yet. We're all just Chilean, papi. They're calming things down. DRG getting ready for his own scout as well. Making sure everything is as it should be. As link speed kicks in for both players. That's at the correct time. With link speed now, we're going to be diving into that main base. Confirming the mainly nest. We do have a second gas on the way. Well, was that seen? Was that spotted, actually? Yeah, it was. Okay, with that second gas, guys, we should be taking up a little bit harder. There we go. We have Lings and Banelings on the way. DRG throws down a Roach Warren. He is droning. So this gas, guys, typically should lead into like an Evo Chamber, a faster Lair, faster Roach Warren, but no, we're doubling down on Ling Bane. Dark, he's amassing his army, and DRG doesn't know until now. Overlord spots it. DRG back at home. He's walling off. We have 4 more Banelings in production. And will they finish in time? It's going to be close. Lings, they do arrive. Banelings will finish. Ready to go up. Oh my god. Some big connections on the Lings. Dark running out of steam. He comes in with some more Banelings, and he will not find any connections. He's trying. Connections are not being found. He's trying to bust into the natural as well, and he barely does not. The Queens are holding. A couple of Lings do find their way into the mineral line. 1 Baneling as well, but 1 Baneling is not good enough. And DRG does hold. He gets away with a higher worker count. He gets away with a Roach Warren as well, and now Dark is in a lot of trouble. Dark, no Roach Warren, just now being thrown down. And DRG already building up his Roach counts, already having the superior economy as well. And DRG, he's cutting workers. He's cutting workers at 40. That is 2 gas saturation. Nothing here at the 3rd base. Full saturation at the natural. Overlords are on the way. And DRG, he's pushing. Roaches, Lings, and Banelings. It's all or nothing. A couple of Roaches that get caught out. No! A couple of Roaches do get caught out. A big pick off here from Dark. As the all-in is coming. Dark is getting ready back at home. He's just banking up resources for Roaches. But the Roaches, they arrive. Lings are looking for a surround. And they will surround those Roaches just barely. Oh my god. And it looks like with reinforcements, can we clean up the Roaches? It's going to be so close. Some of them barely do make it out. 3 Roaches make it through. We have 8 Roaches in production for Dark. GG gets called. He is broken, and DRG takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, not the first time we have seen DRG take down Dark. But a lot of this was on the onus of Dark, right? Dark, he was the one who was hyper aggressive. He's the one that hammered down that Ling key, went for a lot of mass Ling Bane aggression. Went across the map, and he was unable to deal enough damage. Really good scouting out of DRG, and really good response as well. Remember, as soon as he saw the Lings moving out, bam, a wave of Banelings. Immediately were on the way. 4 Banelings, I think 6 in total. The Queens, they were on hold position at the wall as well. The wall was not broken until the very end. And Dark did not do enough damage. It was not worth it. It was not worth it in the end. And this is a best of 3. 1 more loss and Dark is out of this. 1 more win. And DRG makes it to the semifinals. Here we go. As we're going to be loading in the Hecate for game 2. Vámonos, vámonos. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Hecate, we have the South Korean Zerg player leading the series 1-0. Ooh. 1 game away from making it to the semifinals. It is DRG. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing CranKy Gaming. Down in this series, he needs a fight back here and now. It is Dark. Can he do it though? Can he fight back? Can he force the ace match? Personally, I hope so. I want a game 3. I want as much out of these players as I can get. But it is up to Dark here to pull that off. So far, Hatch first. Hatch first here out of Dark. Likewise, same can be said for DRG. So Hatch gas pool. Remember, last game, we had standard openers. Hatch gas pool from both players into a third base, into a Bailey nest. And that is when Dark decided to turn up the aggression and just go for a massive Ling Bane attack. Amassing Lings, pulling the trigger, and he wasn't scattered until he left the base. But DRG happened to be waiting back at home, and he was able to react fast enough, morph in a wave of Banelings, have his queens in position. He brought all 3 queens to the front lines, and he was able to barely hold on. Good enough Baneling connections as well, and yeah, DRG took that first game. It wasn't just that though, it was also the fast Roach Warren. So because DRG in the just before the defense did occur threw down a fast Roach Warren, it meant that he could counterattack with Roaches as soon as he was saturated. So he was able to counterattack immediately and barely end the game. And now we're finding ourselves here in game number 2, and so far everything is looking as it should. Hatch gas pool, should be droning, making some queens, getting ready for the beginning of the mid game once again. We're getting there. Link speed is on the way. No one is playing 2-base Roach. Bear that in mind. No one is, cutting Link speed and taking excess gas or anything like that. Everything's still looking as it should. Third bases are soon to be taken. There's our third for DRG, and our third on the way for Dark as well. And it's going to be on both players to scout and recognize what's going on. Dark, he has seen the third. He's just going to be applying some light pressure. Nothing too major. Likewise, DRG getting ready for his scout. Bailey nests are thrown down for both players as well, as they should be. And the game is going to be settling. Right now, we're just keeping our eye out for a Ling flood. But after what happened that last game, I feel like both players should just be joining. Yeah, both players are joining. We do have a couple of Lings on the way here for DRG, but it's only just for safety. Just to keep ourselves safe and secure, we're just hyper-fixated on saturating. They come in, or Ling does come in, does confirm the lack of gases here at the natural, lack of Roach Warren as well. And as soon as Ling goes down, we have some extra Lings on the way, but only enough to defend. Roach Warren is thrown down. We do have DRG coming in. But we have a queen in position. Yeah, with the defender's advantage, we should be able to clean this up. The Lings do go down. We're going straight for the queen. The Baneling will zone DRG away. And Dark holds. Likewise, DRG also going for his Roach Warren, so the Ling Bane aggression for this game has subsided. We were only here for such a short time, and we're already moving on into Roach versus Roach. At the moment, both players are still droning. We have a lair on the way for Dark. Now, we do have to keep an eye on DRG because I don't see a lair yet, and we should have seen one by now. The lack of lair tells us, yep, there we go, Roaches. Roaches are in production. Instead of droning and saturating his third base, and he does have, Baneling does go off. We do have a couple of drones here, don't get me wrong. DRG, he's all in. He does main out his workers over. He's making it look like he's droning when he isn't. He only has 10 workers at his natural. He's going completely all in. It's all or nothing for DRG. The Banelings are rocking up. Roaches have been revealed. Immediately, Roaches are in production. Dark, he realizes what's going on. He's racing back home. But is it too late? Thankfully, he does have a Roach Warren of his own, and he's making as many Roaches as he can. But DRG, he's up in supply. He sees Roaches. He pulls back. Oh my god. DRG does pull back, and he's going to be droning instead. This is brutal because he's down in workers. I think he may have been able to pull it off. I mean, Hecate does have a lot of points of elevation, a lot of high ground, so it's difficult to really pull off an all-in. And now DRG's behind. DRG, he pulls back. He doesn't commit to the all-in, which means he's down in workers. He's down in tech. His lair halfway done. Dark is already working on roach speed and on his upgrades. And Dark is now in a good position. He's looking phenomenal getting into game 2. Again, it looks like DRG was hoping that maybe Dark would be caught more off guard, but because of the defensive roaches, DRG backs off. He respects it. Spire on the way for Dark. He knows he's ahead. He's gonna get even further ahead. I love this. I love this decision. Again, Dark knows that DRG is most likely scrambling to get into roaches and scrambling to get into his upgrades. And in the midst of all this chaos, Dark, he just throws down the Spire. Makes sense. As DRG has finally finished droning, we have a second Evo Chamber on the way. Shows us that he wants to double down on roach production, on Roach Ravager. Dark, only with a single Evo Chamber. Overseer is going to dive in, and we should get a scout on the tech. Overseer makes his way towards the natural, and the Spire has been scouted. Now, at this point, it's a little bit too late. The Spire is going to finish, and Dark is going to gain map control. DRG throws down a Hydrogen immediately. Hydrogen is on the way. Overlord speed as well to race all these Overlords back home. And the question becomes, Dark, how many mutas? I'm feeling like 6. Yeah, there we go. 6 mutas are on the way. Now with 6 mutas, we can shut down all these Overlords, gain map control. We won't really threaten the mineral lines too much. +2 ranges on the way, so Dark is doubling down on roach production. Going for a Bailey-ness as well, and Bailing speed. I love it. Bailings, of course, are a great answer for Hydras. Lings come in. Dark is being distracted. He's pulled out of position, but Bailings were in position instead. They pop off. Lings do go down. At the same time, DRG tries to push on the right-hand side, but he gets completely shut down as well. The mutas, they can chase this down. They can pick away at these roaches and the Ravagers as well. It's really what we want, and that is what we will get. Oh, barely. We get the Ravager. We can now focus on these Overlords. Dark behind this is amassing an army. He's already at 71 drones. That is more than enough workers. He has a solid economy. And now we can focus on Ling Bane Roach. Now again, the goal here for the Bailings are to connect with the Hydras. We have the Bailings for the Hydras and the Roaches for everything else. I believe we shouldn't be making Ravagers because our excess gas is going to be spent on Bailings. And Dark is about to max out. DRG behind this, he's stuck back at home. Hydras, they take a long time to really get online because of the upgrades. Hydra range is done, Hydra speed still on the way, just now starts. Because of that, DRG is stuck at home. Oh my god, that's a lot of... shower me. It's a lot of creep. And here we go, Dark is the first to max. Mutas, they come in from behind, they get a couple of workers, they're looking to distract DRG if possible. And here it is. This is going to be a timing of +2. +2 is going to finish in a couple of seconds. Dark, he is waiting for it. And here we go. We're committing. +2 in 10 seconds. And roaches do rock up. We don't want to waste the Bailings. Do not want to waste them. There we go. They move commanding towards those Hydras. They go for the mineral line. They go for everything. The Hydras go down. Drones will survive, but we go for the lacerating Hydras. We get some. Dark is being forced back. But how many Hydras did he just kill? 7. 7 Hydras went down. We have how many left? 6. So half the Hydras. Got a couple of workers as well. Mutas coming from behind, getting a lot of damage done on this base. Dark is reinforcing with pure roach. The 1-2 punch. And he's forcing himself up the ramp, getting on top of the Hydras as well. Even coming in from behind. Lurkers, they have hit the field. Just in time, the Lurkers do arrive. But we ignore the Lurkers, we just get the base. We ignore the Lurkers, we get the base. At the same time, though, we have tunneling claw roaches across the map. DRG looking to wreak havoc. Now, what's important is that thankfully, DRG has a 4th where he can main out his workers over. He just transfer them to the 4th base. Roaches, they arrive in the 3rd base. They arrive here at the natural and the main. But Dark is in position. He shuts it down. He's able to keep up. Spores and Spine Crawlers. At the same time, he wants the hatchery. He may just ignore the army. Nah, he can fight everything. Lurkers are out of position. And, oh my god, even a Lurker goes down. The hatchery as well. DRG, GG gets called. And Dark ties up the series 1-1. We're going to the ace match. GG, well played. Very decisive play there out of Dark. Ooh. Again, upon the failed all-in, winding it back, remember, DRG went for an all-in. He cut workers very early on, I think at around 40. He cut workers, he made nothing but roaches and lings, pushed out across the map. Upon seeing that Dark already had defensive roaches on top of the ramp, DRG, he lost confidence in the all-in. He pulled back, and from that moment, DRG was behind. He was behind, and Dark was